Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon Total, and today we are doing another Enlisted news video. I haven't been doing these for a long time, or to be exact, for the past few updates. And the reason is because I was thinking that we would have a big update, and we do have a big update now. In this update, we get a lot of interesting and new things. We get a new campaign, and most importantly, we get a lot of nice buffs, as you can see in the intro. But I hope you are as hyped up as I am, and let's get started with the video. One of the first things we have for the next update is the levels, or to be exact, accelerated training of levels. In the Battle of Stalingrad, there will be no more selling of campaign levels, weapons, or soldiers, or indeed for any gold. That means that these players will be essentially progressing rapidly with squads and weapons that are already upgraded. You can purchase these full access packs once you get all the bonuses forever, for both sides of the campaign. The first thing we have is accelerated training, or accelerated leveling, and that allows you to progress rapidly in the campaign, which allows you to concentrate on the fun and not on farming or leveling up. Honestly, I really like this. I really like this. This essentially allows you to, you don't have to essentially grind all the way, especially in, Berlin. You don't have to be like, you don't have to have a Car 98K when you're going up against a PPSH 41 or a PPD. Another thing that is a pretty maximal level. So once a squad or soldier is recruited or a weapon is purchased, the weapon or soldier is already trained to the level before it's the top level. So for example, it's for soldiers it's level 4, and for guns, I think guns or weapons is level 5. And only one full access pack. Soldiers and weapons even campaign levels cannot be purchased or upgraded for gold. This makes full access player equal in their military capabilities, which in turn just means that, hey, we're just gonna make the game more free to play. That said, you can also participate in Stalingrad battles if you do not own the full access with normal speed progression. So all that, so essentially what that all meant was that all that stuff I said above is literally meant for the pay-to-win player, I think. You can also participate in Stalingrad battles even if you do not own full access with normal speed progression, almost like just in any other campaign, but some Stalingrad levels are exclusive to full access owners. Purchasing a full access pack is possible at any stage of the game, so you basically have to pay for it, and will previously unlock any unavailable campaign levels, as well as upgrades for all your available weapons, and train your soldiers to the pre-max level. So essentially you can do that, except for you don't have to pay for it, but that does mean that you are just going to be grinding like everyone else does. So everything I said above for the 4 times training is essentially used only for the pay to win. Well, not pay to win, but like you have to pay for the bundle, and then you can get the, and then you can then you can level up quicker, which in reality it helps, but only if you have money. The next thing we have is pretty much the big thing that everyone has been seeing or everyone saw in the intro, and that is Flamethrower tanks. For the Soviets, it's the HT-130 Flamethrower tank of the 512 separate Flamethrower tank battalion of the 65th Army. 65th Army being the army that Zhukov led at the Battle of Stalingrad. And for the Germans, it's a Panzer IIF Flamethrowing tank of the 60th Infantry Division of the 160th Panzer Battalion for the Wehrmacht. And some traits is that firepower as it is. Instead of shells, these vehicles can throw a jet of burning flame liquid at the enemy, setting anything it touches on fire. That is what the purpose of a flame-throwing tank is. How much damage? Well, the flamethrower goes up to 40 meters, comparatively further than the handheld flamethrower. What that means is that, for those who don't know, a handheld flamethrower has 30 meters. So this, I think, but now our flamethrowing tank that we should all be hyped up for has 40 meters. And it has, well, Another good thing is that it has enough fuel to sustain an offensive for extended time, so a large ammo supply, which, duh, it's a tank, it should have a large ammo supply. For those that are wondering, what is a HT-130? An HT-130 is basically a modified T-26, and a Panzer II is a modified Panzer II. Obviously, there are big changes, and I think from the pictures you can still see that they have a machine gun cupola, so that's a good thing. So you can still be using your machine guns and flamethrowers. Although flamethrower tanks are not designed to fight other armored vehicles, you can still burn through enemy vehicles or significantly impair a crew's clear view. So that means that, from what I am implying, enemy vehicles, so basically any open top, I hope, any open top vehicles, and any car, like a Kubelswagen, a Jeep, or anything like that, and impair a crew view, that just means that the fire will just, yeah, be on the tank, and that they can't really see what's in front of them. Next up we have is the Aviation Attack. Oh great. So basically what it means is that there's a new weapon for radio operators. Use the radio to summon a squad of bombers where they can attack, or if they're more extensive than and the attack will be more extensive, than artillery bombardment. No matter that you have to wait a little longer for the bombs to fall, the result will be worth it. Has the enemy called in air support? Get an anti-aircraft gun ready or climb into a fighter and intercept the enemy air raid before the deadly cargo falls on your comrades' heads. What does that mean? So we'll be getting a bomber squad. From what I've been told, these attack bomber squads will be only available to radio level 2, or Radio Man 2 squads. So these will be very devastating. I hope that these things will flatten buildings, like at least the less stronger buildings, like a small village. I hope they can do that, but from what I think is gonna happen, it's not really gonna happen. And then we have a new soldier class, and that's a medic. So more than just a support class, the medic can use an automatic weapon. What in the name? And can easily perform even at the front lines. Yes, of course, it can literally kill people with an automatic weapon, and then it can literally heal people who have been hit, promptly helping the wounded. The medic carries a large set of medical kits to treat wounded comrades that are marked with a noticeable marker. So basically what these are is like, for like a flamethrower, you have a flamethrower pack, which is basically the fuel, but for a medic, you essentially they essentially replace the flamethrower pack with a medic box, or to be exact, a medic pouch, which you can just run around the battlefield healing people. In addition to support the defense, the medic can carry a box of first aid kits on the battlefield that every ally can reuse. Helpful actions by the medic are rewarded. Treating allies and using your first aid box will bring battle points. Notice, they have an SMG. These guys essentially will be on... Okay, I have a feeling that these guys will be the next SMG squad, like literally. These guys have an SMG. They literally are a medic. And that is a recipe for, like, I think we should all get this unit. But, next up we have weapon increases. In Stalingrad, we will experience many different important firearm changes for the first time that may appear in other campaigns in the future. That may appear? I think this should be implemented to all the campaigns. Advanced recoil. Weapon performance, even at the same class, will become noticeably more diverse. The recoil will hit the shoulder and shift to the side of the right, and the soldier will try to control the weapon more actively during long bursts. Damage rebalancing. Another thing is that bolt action rifles at close and long medium ranges will grow significantly. Shots will often lead to an enemy death, and at close range, a lethal outcome is guaranteed. On the other hand, damage on submachine guns will decrease a bit. Okay, that's nice. I hope that this. First thing, I don't really like the submachine gun decrease in damage, because technically, if you're hit with a bullet, in real life, of course, if you're hit with a bullet, you're downed. At least, it hurts, and yeah, so that's that. But I really like the sniper increases. Like, there are sometimes I've been using a Mosin, and I literally try to hit people, but they don't die, so that's kind of a bummer. I hope this also changes for all the bolt-action rifles. Like, at this point, a lot of people are just spamming, essentially semi-automatic rifles, which is not bad. The semi-automatic rifles are good, but I think bolt-action rifles need to be buffed, too. A new feature will be added to all campaigns in the game. We will create new shot effects for different types of weapons, and we will have updated shot sounds in 20 Soviet and German weapons. So we will have new sounds, which is amazing. And next is one of the big stuff that we all have been waiting for. And the thing is remote explosives. Remote explosives takes up an inventory slot for mine. It's compared to in power to an explosive pack and detonates at the touch of a button when you need it, the perfect weapon for effective sabotage. That can also translate to, oh, let's just plant a bomb here, and then when the enemy comes, we trigger it without having to use, we trigger it without, yeah. So it's like C4. We get an engineer omelette launcher. So basically what it is, it fires a capsule with a flammable mix at long range. When hit, the contents of the projectile splatters and burns everything living within a large radius. So essentially like a launchable napalm launcher, essentially. An excellent weapon for destroying positions. They are protected from direct fire. And the most important thing that I think we should be all hyped up for, well, besides the campaign and so much other stuff I've been saying, is the soldier. To be exact, is a customization of the soldier and the vehicle. In Stalingrad, for the first time, you can try out the new customization system that allows you to change the clothing and the equipment of each of your soldiers, as well as apply unusual camouflage and historical drawings to equipment. Choose from hundreds of options. Yes, I would really like to see this. This is like essentially War Thunder now, where you can change the vehicle of your type. There's only one thing which I hope they, I think they said it in a dev blog a long time ago. The developers saying that you can't be running around in pink neon on the battlefield. I hope that means that in the campaign we'll be getting camouflage for a specific historical, of course, please, specific historical unit. It always pains me to see like we're playing a World War II shooter game that is like historical, and yet there are people who run around the battlefield wearing neon pink. Like that's a big bummer. And then we have the Battle of Stalingrad itself. Obviously, they start out with a little bit of history. In 1942, Germany and its allies were successful in moving deep into the Soviet Union, Operation Case Blue, for Foul Blau, and they were to cut off the Soviets' access to the vast region of the Caucasus and its oil-rich oil fields. One of the most important Soviet cities, Stalingrad, is located on the path of their attack. A little bit historical problematic to that, but okay, we'll just go on. The battle has become one of the fiercest during the Second World War, lasting 125 days, influenced the strategic positions of many of the warring states, and we invite you to personally participate in the turning point of our history. We invite you to participate in the turning point of our history. Yes, the creators are Russian, if you guys didn't know by now. To launch the campaign, we have recreated the general district of Stalingrad with main landmarks, the railway station, the House of Communal Workers, the Rypakov House, the Executive Committee, and Gorky Theater. All these places suffer from regular bombing and shelling. Just from the images that I've been seeing, it looks like Stalingrad is in way better shape than what it looks like. But survive. Okay, yes. As the city itself survives under the onslaught of the German army, beyond the dusty ruins on surviving the first floors of the depth of the fortified basements, here you will have come across traces of life in the struggling city. Patriotic signs created by the defenders, places of the wounded shelter. For those that are wondering, no, the civilians of Stalingrad were not evacuated. That was done purposely so that the Soviet, under the orders of Joseph Stalin, and that the idea was basically if the civilians of Stalingrad are at Stalingrad, the soldiers in the front lines at Stalingrad will have a bigger reason to fight harder. More decorations not damaged by German bombs. To be honest with you, like in the first day of the Battle of Stalingrad, the German bombing campaign will essentially drop more bombs than during the Blitz, just in the first day. To say that these cities are not completely destroyed and I see signs of life, it's not wrong, but like, yeah. Obviously, I hope these attack bombers can bring us some destruction on the city, like literally. But there is another thing that I also see in the images for Stalingrad, and that's a T-60. Sorry, not T-62. T-34-75. So we might be getting a T-32-75. We have the T-34-85 in Berlin, but we might be getting a T-34-76. So that's a good thing. But what do you guys think? I'm really hyped up for the next update, and well, the update is Stalingrad. But yes, another thing like I would like to add is because the Battle of Stalingrad is really really known for essentially fighting at the lower stages. What I meant by that is like at the Battle of Stalingrad, both sides will use sewers, and I hope they really give us images of sewers. I also hope that they give us the same thing in which in like Tunisia and some maps of Tunisia, where we will be fighting on level 1 and we have to capture level 2 of the stairs. Essentially, the Battle of Stalingrad was essentially all about buildings. Sometimes essentially progress was measured in essentially inches and feet, and essentially building squares, like. But yeah, but that's really interesting. Yeah. From the looks of the images, it looks like this is the winter of. This is somewhat during the winter, but it's not too winter, so it's gonna be Moscow. It's gonna be like Moscow, but there is snow, at least some snow. At least, okay, from the images, it looks like the Germans are wearing somewhat of a winter uniform, and the Soviets are also wearing somewhat of a winter uniform. But yeah, that is it for this video. Once again, I'm very hyped up for the next update, and I hope you guys are too. Once again, for those that are wondering, I will be very honored if you can join the Discord in the link below. And have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I will be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.